Hi, everybody. I just wanted to come in here for a minute because I was finishing up this one needle book that I'm making. I have the cover is finished, and then I put the pages in, and I'm telling you, I measured so that all the measure the pages would all be exactly the same. But I don't know what's wrong with my measuring because they aren't all exactly the same once I get them in there. But all I have left to do now is to put a tie. I want to put a tie. And so I was looking for some kind of lace, but I come across this, which this is like a frayed fabric ribbon. I got this from Temu some time ago, and I'm not even really sure exactly what it's called. So I took this and I'm going to cut two pieces of this, and that's going to be my tie for this needlebook. I already have a home picked out for this needlebook to go, and and I don't want to send it all grumpy, but it's going to be grumpy anyway. So there I have the two pieces, and so then I wondered if I want to put it on the outside here to go around, or if I wanted to stitch it to the inside. I think I'm going to stitch it to the inside, and so I'll just go like this. I'll just go, I'm just going to go like this. Fold that over and put that on the inside right here. And then that looks like it's in the center, right? So I'm going to put it on I'm going to put that on the little zigzag stitch. There we go. And then I'm going to go up here and stitch that on. And we'll stitch that right on there. And that's all it needs right there, and it's on there. It's right on there, okay? I've had this sewing machine now for a couple years since my friend bought it for me. And I just now figured out a loop that thread was supposed to go through that I never had it through. Okay, but I do now, so now it's threaded correctly. And not that I mean, it's still sewed just fine, but I didn't realize I was missing one of the little loops. So yeah, that coming from there. And because, see, this is like a green, like a celadon green. Why are we all blurry? Um, it still goes. Actually, it matches that green right there. So it matches everything because I have just, everything is just colorful. Okay, so then I'll take that other piece and I will put that on this side and do the same way. Let's see if that's lined up. Yeah, that's lined up right there to go. It's lined up to go the same direction right there. I mean, so they meet in the middle, and if they didn't meet in the middle, my 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 what my signature on anything that I make is a little goofy. It's just, if you see it's a little goofy, then you'll know, oh, Miss Lizzie made that one. Oops. And so, yeah, that's my signature, goofy. But everything works out pretty good, just pretty good. So now I have that. Now I have the tie on there. See? Cut those threads off of there. I'm just okay. So threads. How am I doing all them threads? Okay. So I think it's pretty. I got the doily sewed on there, and I think that's pretty right there. And now this will tie. But first, before I ever send off one of my needle books, I always add, like, here's some pre-threaded needles. These are always interesting and handy to have because if you just need to quick sew on a button or something, then that's all you need is to have that and sew on a button. So I put one pocket on one page, and then these are these are cute little scissors because you just pull them apart and go like this way. And I mean, you can cut with these, although they're very inexpensive, you can still actually cut fabric with them. I mean, I wouldn't try and cut out a whole pattern to make a wedding dress out of this, but using these scissors, but they're just handy to have. Well, let me see how handy they are. Now, why does that not want to go back together? Oh, because I didn't have them folded all the way. They look like a little pair of eyeglasses, so we put that in there. And so only one page has a pocket, then all the other pages will be left alone to put your needles in. And so then the whole thing will tie in a little bow here. I like this ribbon, that's pretty. And that might be too long here, but the receiver of this one can cut it a little bit shorter. But that's pretty. Okay, so that's all I want to do. Now I wanted to talk to you. Now in some of my videos now you're going to find me talking about a little bit of depression and how important it is to know about depression, because most all of you know already that I lost my dear daughter right here to depression. And so I got her little memory card right there on my sewing machine. It's just taped right on there. But I found as I was going through some of my things, I found this little card which I thought, oh, I need to share this. I need to share this card. It first comes from www.hernandocommunitycoalition.org, which I live in Hernando County, so I don't know exactly where I got this, but this, I wanted to tell you how I wanted to share this interesting stuff with you. You're not alone, and this is about teenage depression. I know most of the people that watch my videos are of an age that you probably have grandchildren that might be in the teenage age, and or you might, if you're younger, have children of your own. You might have relatives or people that you know, and there's some things on here about teenage depression. Here it says 1 in 4 teens suffer from hopelessness. Did you know? Now here it says 1 in 5. Okay. Oh, 1 in 5 teens ages 13 to 18 have a mental health condition. Half of all mental illnesses begin by the age of 14. 8% of teens suffer from an anxiety or disorder. 8%. 70% of youth in the juvenile justice system have a mental illness. This is scary here. Suicide is the second leading cause of death among youth ages 10 to 14. 9 out of 10 youth who died by suicide had an underlying mental illness. Teen depression can lead to alcohol and other drug use, self-loathing and mutilation, pregnancy, violence, and suicide. And, as I'm reading this, we one time had, now it's been, at least 10 years, 12 years ago, that we had a young lady that, and she was, I think she was in middle school. She might have been in early high school, but I think she was only about 14. And I didn't know her personally. It's just that I heard about her. And she jumped to her death just down the road from us. There was a concrete place where they filled concrete trucks, and so this girl was able to climb up onto like a scaffolding or something, and she jumped to her death, and all because she was. It started her depression or her hopelessness or her sadness started with bullying in school, and she felt like there was actually, they found that there was actually um, kids that would say things to her that made her feel, told her that she should take her life because she was so ugly. I mean, just literally, that's what they told her. And so she did at that tender age. And so, and then I have, and then here at the bottom it says teen depression can lead to alcohol and other drug use. Now, not far from here, well, actually on my same street, and actually the young lady that I'm going to talk about here, I watched her birth. I was with her mama when I watched her birth. I was with her grandmother when her mother was born. And so I've known these people years and years. Well, just in the last couple of years, this young lady did turn to drugs, and she passed away with a drug overdose, leaving a 5-year-old daughter. And I think she was she might have been 21 when that happened. And but first of all, the pregnancy. She became pregnant at a very young age, and so, and then she didn't die by suicide, but in a way you might almost call it suicide. But what I'm just saying here is to keep an eye on the young ones around you, the young ones that are in a circle of your friends, and the young ones who are your grandchildren and whatnot. Here's signs and symptoms of depression in teens: sadness or hopelessness, irritability, anger, or hostility. Now, some might say, oh, those are normal in the teenage years. But when it goes on, and teenagers, they can be tricky to try to, I know I raised lots of children, and I've seen what they go through. But when this kind of stuff goes on and on and on, not just being all this grumpiness on Saturday because you didn't let them go out to the movies on Friday night with their friends or whatever. There's differences. Tearfulness or frequent crying. And this is teenagers. Tearfulness or frequent crying. most teenagers, I would think, or a lot of teenagers think they're above crying. They don't cry. So if you have a teenager around you that is crying, often it's time to check out, see what's going on. Withdrawal from friends or family, loss of interest in activities, changes in eating and sleeping habits. There you might say too, well, teenagers like to sleep all day and stay up all night. Well, if it changes, if something they're sleeping all day and all night, or I don't know how, whatever changes. Restlessness or agitation, feelings of worthlessness or guilt, lack of enthusiasm and motivation, fatigue or lack of energy, thoughts of death or suicide. And when I read through this list and I think about my daughter when she was in high school, when she was a teenager, I can say, yep, I've seen these things. I seen these things, not just in her teenage years, but that's when it started. She was 50 years old when her burden got too much to carry. 50. I look at this now and I think, oh my gosh, she fits so many. And these things, she started fitting into this in her teenage years. Now, here, if you think someone is suffering from mental health issue, assist in finding professional help. Offer support. Let the person know you are there for them. Be gentle but persistent. Listen. Don't lecture. Do not judge. And don't offer unsolicited advice. Listen. That's why God gives you one mouth and two ears, because you need to listen twice as much as you talk. And the last one says, validate feelings. Don't try to talk a teen out of depression. And so, validate feelings. While you're listening, you can validate those feelings. Say, I understand. I understand. And then can offer support. Can I help you? You are there for them. Listen to them and really, really listen. And don't just kind of listen to them talk while you're watching a movie. Or like I'm always stitching something or something. I will listen. I will listen while doing nothing but listening. And so, but I have a grandson who already is, and he is 15. He'll be 16 in August. And he is already he is already getting support. He's getting support. He is already getting professional help. And so, plus he's got family that is supporting him every every step of the way. He's got family. And so, and like it says, don't try and talk a teen out of depression. You just validate the feelings. I understand. And even saying, why do you feel this way? Usually somebody with depression doesn't know why they feel this way. And so you got to be very gentle in listening, very gentle. And so I just wanted to go over this little card. I found it in some paperwork that I had, so I don't even know when I got this or where, but it just showed up. It just showed up in some paperwork that I was going through. I've been going through things lately, and I'm finding some really awesome things that I didn't know that I owned. And so I'm going to leave it at that. This is my reading right here. And I'm going to, right now, I'm going to start get some things together because I just watched a video where um, a lady was working with her embossing powders. And I thought, my gosh, I thought, it's so many embossing powders. And I'm going to go get them. I'm going to set up a place in my crafty room. And so me and my granddaughter can, she's not home right now, but me in the next couple of days, maybe we're going to be playing with some embossing powders because I learned some new things to do with them by watching the video, and I got to do that. So that's my needle book, or it's going to be a needle book for a friend, and I'm going to add still a few more little things in here. I'm going to add some straight pins, some needles, some embroidery floss, because mostly what these I I use them. I have one that I just use for my slow stitching, and well, I got a couple needle books I use, but they're, yeah. But anyhow, that's all I wanted to share with you today. It's a quick video, but I really wanted to get this. I really wanted to share this, and soon rather than later. If I can help one person through the loss of my daughter, if I can help one person, anything I do or say to help one person, I'm doing it through my daughter's spirit, my beautiful, beautiful daughter. Okay, I ask God to watch over each and every one of you, every step you take, every move you make, and keep you safe and secure, keep you happy, healthy, and humble. And I will see you on the next video. God bless.